Hello.
Hello.
How's it
So,
going?
sad news in the movie industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl Weathers. So my
Yeah.
first impression of Carl Weathers was Predator, and obviously it
Yes.
was Apollo Creed as well. And I love both of those movies. And we're gonna do an over the top style movie today. We're doing Aquaman 2, which I never
Yeah.
thought I'd watch.
No. I watched the first one and I think I watched it twice, but I cannot tell you what happened in it.
Uh,
Like,
The first I couldn't actually watch Aquaman 1, because the first it started off and they're on a submarine and he turns around at one point and goes, "Permission to aboard," and I just went, "No!" And that was it. And
really?
I
Yeah.
couldn't watch it because, like, to me, um, the one liner things, Schwarzenegger and well, James Bond as well does it. Then he goes, "I've got a magnetic personality." When
Yeah.
when he when he takes that lady's kit off
Yeah. With his
and
watch.
bangs her.
Like, why would you want a magnetic watch? What point is that anyway?
I don't
Fucking
know how.
stupid. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, boats aren't really generally made of metal. I mean, it was lucky that in that swamp where he was, that they had a metal fucking boat.
Oh,
Because
right. Yeah.
with the crocodiles, it was
Yeah. But then also
live
you
and let
think,
die.
does
Is
he
it live and
weigh?
let die?
It might have been. Yeah. But
Yeah.
does he weigh more than a boat? Because if the boat weighed more than him, then he would just be fucking dragged out to the boat, wouldn't he?
Oh, I
You know what
suppose
I
so.
mean?
Oh,
But he's
yeah.
just like, oh no, pulling it in.
Well,
It doesn't
even
make.
even to have a magnetic thing on to pull a boat in the water that is
Yeah.
chock full of crocodiles, you need some kind of like electronic, you know, magnetic.
What are you talking about?
No, just a really strong sort of like electric
Yeah,
magnetic
but
thing.
like no, it seems like a strange thing to have if it's that powerful. Because like if it accidentally turned on, you could just be doing anything, and all of a sudden you just be like, fucking,
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd
sort
be
of like,
attached to, to
yeah,
things as you're walking down the street.
some fucking car drives past you, and all of a sudden you're like, do
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
yeah, well, the thing is, the point that I'm making is that I wasn't
Hmm.
really buying the, permission to come aboard thing.
Yeah,
I just went, "Oh, no.
I think he's
Oh,
pretty
no."
cringe. I think
Yeah.
it's
Well,
pretty
all
cringe
I
the
mean,
whole
it
thing.
is, but I actually enjoyed this movie, Aquaman 2,
I did weirdly. Yeah,
strangely. Yeah.
I think it was. I mean, I don't know why.
Well, it's over
You know
the
what?
top.
I think if I was 10 years old, I would have liked this a
Yeah,
lot.
children will
Yeah,
love it. Yeah, it's so good for
'cause there's a lot.
kids,
There's kind
yeah.
of a lot going on. It's kind of visually all right. There's lots of things
The
happening.
CGI was absolutely fantastic, I thought. I
There
mean,
was a lot of it was good. Some of the like the council and stuff, they all looked a bit wonky. I thought,
the
but like
council. Oh,
yeah,
right, yeah.
there's some of them. Watched a bit of it earlier, and I was just like, they look fucking weird. But like,
Yeah.
I thought it was all right. It wasn't a
Yeah.
bad
Well, I thought
sort
they
of.
did a fantastic job on the underwater scenes with all the beautiful fish and the colours and,
Yeah,
kept it light rather than I think there was a movie out a while ago where they did an underwater scene and they hadn't done the lighting, so you couldn't see in anything, you know
yeah,
what I mean? So,
mate. The thing all of that underwater stuff just made me think like straight away, like all these fish and whales and that. Like every time he fucking says, "Right, I need the help of the undersea creatures," they all come running. They're effectively slaves,
yeah, no.
like
Well,
because
there's a
they've got this big thing about they're really in tune with nature and shit, but
yeah.
they're actually basically enslaving all sea life by a bunch of sort of humanoids.
Well,
It's kind of not quite right.
they sort of mentioned genetic, modification at some point. I thought, "That's not very, ethical."
No,
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 the
I think
the octopus thing. Should we start?
yeah, I mean, I thought like if you're some whale doing what you want to do, just sort of
Yeah,
like
there's a
swimming
scene at the
around
end. Yeah, I thought
and
that's a bit
swimming
dangerous for a
around
while.
looking for a mate or something or eating food or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like, Oh, fucking hell, Aquaman's got us into some shit again. And you have to
Fuck.
fucking like drop whatever you're doing right then and go sort out the humanoids
Yeah.
who aren't actually from the sea.
I just
Fuck
found a
those guys.
massive pile of krill I could eat for my kids and everything, and now I'm
Yeah.
just going to have to fuck
Oh,
off
and go
and
into battle.
go and battle for this guy.
Battle a bunch of submarines and stuff. That ain't healthy.
He doesn't even have gills.
Yeah. It doesn't.
No.
Yeah. There's some, imperialistic connotations, I thought there.
Yeah.
Just
Carl
because you
Weathers,
live there
though.
doesn't mean you're in charge.
No, Carl Weathers, what a
Anyway,
star.
Carl Weathers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Dylan, you son of a bitch. I love it. Ugh.
Yeah, he was great. He was great
Oh,
as Apollo
fucking
Creed.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rocky Four, what a movie.
Yeah,
He
I
gets
watched
his
all of
fucking
those.
ass handed to him, doesn't he, by Dolph Lundgren, who was also in Aquaman too.
Yes, so he was.
So he was.
Criss
Cross.
Circle of Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Dolph Lundgren. It's good to see Dolph Lundgren, and it's good to see that he
Yeah.
learned how to act. Still.
Yeah. I mean, he was never that great, was he? He was all
No.
right as a piece of plank of wood, wasn't he? But he's...
I heard they were in talks about maybe doing another He-Man movie with him as an aged He-Man.
Well,
And
he
he
could
said
pull
he
it
was
off.
sort
He
of up
does
for
look
it.
good.
He does look great,
Yeah.
I'd like to see that an aged He-Man, but they fucking
Pull
ruin
it
it,
off.
wouldn't they? Yeah, pull it off. No, they'd fucking ruin it, wouldn't they, by making it shit somehow. But I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him sort of
I would like
depressed
to
king, sort of Castle Grayskull. What was it all for?
Yeah, I would like to see sort of things like Beastmaster and Conan done properly as well. I didn't watch. I did try to watch the latest Conan with
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, yeah, and he
It was
obviously looks
rubbish.
the part. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a beautiful man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a little bit scary, but
Yeah.
as a butch guy, he's all right. You
He's
know,
pretty buff, yeah.
yeah, he's so buff.
But he's pretty. I mean, but I thought it was rubbish, that Conan thing. I
Oh
did
no, it was
watch it.
terrible.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was terrible. There's lots of like naked, half naked women walking around all the time.
Well, I mean,
Fucking
that happens
slaves.
in Conan the Barbarian, I think. Was it the
That's
first one with
yeah.
Arnold
But they were
Schwarzenegger? Yeah.
Bridget Nielsen and stuff, and they were kind of like,
She was terrible in that.
she was a badass though, wasn't she? She was like, I mean,
Yeah.
she was half naked, but like she was like
Was
pretty
Grace
cool.
Jones in that?
Who?
Grace Jones.
Maybe actually.
Was she in the fourth one?
I
Because in the
can't
first
remember.
one, I think it's the white girl with the blonde hair.
Yes,
She's a
the sort of
thief.
Swedish one. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got like black stripes on her and stuff. She looks really good. And that's a really good story. James L. Jones in that as the baddie with that strange wig. You know,
Oh, the snake. He turned into the snake.
Yeah. Is that the first one?
Is it that one? Yeah, no, I think I'm not sure actually, because they made a few, didn't they? And then there was Red Sonja, which was sort of a spin-off sort of
I think
thing.
that was
Was it?
three. I think that was three. Yeah,
That was
she
Bridget Nielsen.
she talks like Arnold Schwarzenegger when she talks, though. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Bridget Nielsen, and
Oh
she
no,
obviously went out
I've
with Dolph
fallen
Lundgren, didn't she?
over. What?
Yeah, she went out with Dolph Lundgren for a long time as well.
Yeah.
Bridget
Well,
Nielsen.
so she did. Yeah, they're
God.
quite a couple actually, weren't they?
Yeah.
Grace Jones went out with Dolph Lundgren. She beat the
True.
shit out of
Oh,
him
yeah, that's
with a
true.
baseball bat.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's like 6'2", you know.
Yeah, but I think Dolph Lundgren put Sylvester Stallone in the hospital as well during the making of Rocky Four, didn't he?
They're all
Fucking
totally
lamped him.
insane.
Yeah, they're all just like fucking meatheads, really.
I love Grace Jones. She did a concert a few years back, and she sang "Slave to the Rhythm,"
Yeah.
and she was hula hooping the whole time throughout the song.
She is brilliant.
She
She's
just
fucking
thought, fuck
incredible.
it, let's just do this. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's
great.
fucking one of a kind, I think. Totally. I love
Yeah,
it. Slave to the Rhythm is such a fucking great song.
she's a Jamaican treasure. She is.
Yeah, she's like no one else like her ever anywhere.
Mm.
It's pretty amazing.
And her looks. And I think I sent you a picture ages ago where she's sort of like in a cream jacket with nothing on underneath and a cigarette in her mouth, and it's just so iconic. You know, she looks
Yeah.
the business. Yeah.
My friend Anthony has a picture of her on her wall with that cigarette thing coming out.
Yeah,
of
it's like
her.
it's like a light beige suit jacket
Yeah.
with nothing underneath. Yeah, she looks amazing.
Grace
Amazing.
Jones. Yeah.
But anyway, that's a bit of nostalgia for 1980s stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, Carl Weathers, what a shame.
Yeah. He was in The Mandalorian recently, which I couldn't bear myself to watch. I mean, I watched a couple of them,
No,
but I thought it was fucking
that's
awful.
probably what killed him off.
Maybe that, or maybe he had the vaccine or something.
We don't know. Yeah,
We don't know that.
safe
No,
and effective. Blah
that was
blah.
a private joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aquaman 2. So it's pretty cringe. There are some cringe moments in it, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, it's
Right?
not for adults, but I
No,
enjoyed it. It's 2 fucking hours long.
all the shit at the beginning. So
Mm.
he's like he does
Oh
this
yeah, the
awful.
beginning, right?
Yeah, he does this awful in like there's a pirates attacking some ship, and he comes on board and he's like, "I'm Aquaman. I can talk to fish. Some people think that makes me a joke," and I was like, "I do."
It's like a day in the
Um,
life, isn't it? It's a
yeah,
bit like Ferris Bueller sort of thing.
yeah. So
Mm.
like all, and then he's just like, "But I'm good at other things too, like cracking heads." And then he just fights
Yeah,
people, and I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of that
that's not a
shouldn't
good
really be a
thing.
last resort, really." But then we
Yeah.
see him at home, and he's got like a kid now. This is my kid, and the kid keeps pissing in his
Well,
mouth, which I
this
thought was weird.
which I thought right. So basically, he's going on about like how he's this, ordinary guy
Yeah,
but with superpowers, and he's going, yeah, and this guy and I do that, and I'm good at beating people up. And I thought, oh, that's not very nice.
yeah,
And then,
no,
and then they've got Born to Be Wild behind it, going
mm,
ding, ding, ding. Do you know what I mean?
great
Born
song.
to be,
Yeah,
yeah. And then I think Amber Heard's there as well. Every time she turned up, I kind of like, oh, that's Amber Heard. You know what I mean? Because of
yeah,
the whole scandal and everything.
yeah,
But by the end of the movie, I kind of stopped doing that, and
yeah.
she was all right in places.
I mean, she wasn't in it a lot, but
No,
like she was
no,
out. But but
but
I
it
get
didn't.
it.
I didn't hate her in it. You know what I mean?
No,
As a,
I don't
obviously
hate
as
her.
her past, and the amount of stuff that's gone on with her and Mr. Depp. I mean, that's none of my
Mister Depp.
business. That's
Yeah,
none of my business. I think they both lost, didn't they? I think he lost in England, but it was a different sort of case, and
mm.
she lost in America because it was a different kind of
And
case.
it was all televised, and it was all like a fucking
It's so washing your laundry in
scandalous.
debt. So
Yeah,
she comes back from that. That would be a testament to her. The thing. I mean,
well,
I don't wish. You know what I mean. I don't know these people.
yeah,
I think all people from Hollywood are weird anyway. But
yeah, it's
um,
true.
so I mean, that's none of my business. But I didn't hate her in this, and I thought I
No,
might do. Because of all the
yeah,
bad publicity.
but I think they kept it. I mean, they've definitely like cut her out almost of the thing.
Yeah,
Um, but like she was in it a bit, and she helps out, and she seems like a decent character, I suppose. But it was
mm.
pretty two dimensional. But like,
She saved his ass a few times.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I sort of, I felt the same way.
Mm. The other thing was
Uh,
like he says, "I'm the king of Atlantis," so it's a bit of privilege there.
yeah,
And then he said,
and
"I'm
he hates it.
bored."
I'm
Uh,
bored. Yeah,
I'm bored. So what does he do? He goes cage fighting. Now I've
yeah.
got a lot of respect for cage fighters. Obviously, very brave men in the real
Have
world.
you? What do you mean in the real world?
Well, because cage fighting happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I mean, but I'm not sure if they're nice people outside of the
No,
cage.
I mean, I don't want to date
Probably not.
one, but I
No, I
just
wouldn't. Yeah,
I respect the chutzpah to get into a cage with another guy
yeah.
and you know
Kill each other.
yeah hurt each
Yeah,
other because I haven't got that
yeah.
bravery. But
No, I do you know the older I get, the more I dislike things like that. I've never
mm,
watched like
oh,
MMA
I'd
or
never
anything,
watch it.
and
I mean, it's brutal.
I used to watch
Yeah,
boxing when I was younger, but only a bit, like only the big things like Frank
I
Bruno,
think it's maybe
like.
because I'm a female and they've got good bodies.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, that's partly it, isn't it? And that's partly
yeah,
why men watch it too. They like to see what you can be, what you can do if you put your mind to it and stuff. But I just kind of find it like a bit gross now. And it's
yeah.
more about
Well, it's
not
savage, isn't it?
not yeah, it's
Yeah.
more about the sort of like, the before the match thing where they're all talking shit at each other and like they can't even fucking control their tempers in the fucking press conference.
Well,
That
that's
sort
all
of
for
shit.
show, isn't it? It's like the
Well, yeah,
WWE.
maybe, but I just kind of think
Shit
it's not
talking
something.
each other.
Yeah, it's not something to aspire to. I don't think.
No, I don't watch any. And
As
I
a
used
man
to watch it
speaking
as a
for that,
kid. I used to watch boxing as a kid.
I used to watch WWF before it became whatever it is now.
Is that with The Rock and that? Or is that the
I
other
think that was
one?
WCW, or am I thinking of no? WWF is
Who
the
had the
World
Undertaker?
Wildlife Fund, isn't it?
Yeah,
WCW it
no,
used to
that's it.
be
The
with
word
Ric Flair and Sting and the Sting and
Sting was in it.
beautiful Bobby, who was just like a guy in a mullet. He's
Oh,
just like some guy, yeah,
I
from Sweetwater,
remember.
Texas.
Is it,
Beautiful Bobby,
is it Stone Cold
Steve
somebody?
Austin, yeah.
Undertaker.
I think that's the different
Is
one.
that's
You
a
know,
different
there's two
franchise?
different things. Yeah,
But
WCW used to be on Channel 4, and we used to watch that a lot when we were sort of like teenagers. It was hilarious.
yeah, well, I think I used to cat sit for a friend of mine in where is it in South London, and I think she had cable for it 'cause she was completely addicted to The Rock
Yeah,
and the Undertaker and stuff like that. And she's the one with the tattoos. She had all
yeah.
tattoos all over her. She was a straight edge. She was.
Oh, I know.
Um, she
But
probably
yeah,
still is.
but all that stuff was like, again, like you say, that was really for show. You could really tell, like, it didn't
Oh
look
yeah,
like
it's
they really
ridiculous.
got
Yeah,
hurt. It was all just like bollocks. But I think that, the MMA stuff is literally just like people fucking breaking their limbs and stuff. And like,
it's
it's,
dangerous.
it's fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't agree with it.
Well, I was introduced to wrestling when I was a kid by Big Daddy and Giant
Me too.
Haystacks,
Yeah.
which are giants in British wrestling.
Wrestling. Yeah. I remember
Literally giants.
I seen Giant Haystacks fight in Penley Park in Penzance when I was a kid,
Yeah, I
and
saw them live as
it was
well.
literally in a car park with hay bales as the ring,
Oh, yeah.
like concrete floor, but it was all just like grappling. It was all sort of like but and then
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't.
wasn't
Yeah,
flashy. Yeah, they didn't
yeah.
wear like, purple
No,
spandex
they just had like a
pecs
pair
or
of underpants on, like a pair of grey underpants,
yeah, and they
and like
weren't like physically attractive as men.
no, most of them no, they were
They
mostly
looked like
just
they
like.
drank like 20 pints of ale every
Yeah,
day.
giant haystacks, especially just like, and his
Mhm.
literally was just too big for anyone to take. He literally hardly did anything.
All you have to do
People
is sit
people would
on
try and wrestle him,
somebody
and
and
he
that would
just
be
like wouldn't
it.
move. It'd be like trying to
Yeah.
wrestle a tree to the ground. Like,
Yeah.
and Big Daddy used to do that boing thing,
Yeah.
and everyone would be oh, boing, 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 boing.
Anyhow, I've gone on a bit of a
His real
thing.
name was Leslie, as I recall, Big Daddy, and I always
Yeah,
found that
I thought
funny
that's
when
a
I was a kid. I was like, "That's a girl's name, isn't it?"
yeah,
I mean,
that's
of
what
course,
I thought.
that'd be controversial now to say that, but I
Yes, it
just
would
did.
be.
But yeah, but now there are
Yeah.
plenty of people called Leslie, and that's fine.
Yeah. Some absolute bastards called Leslie as well.
Oh, they're really like
Mm.
what? Leslie Grantham.
No. Well, didn't he get done?
He killed someone, didn't he? Killed a
Didn't he
taxi driver.
fist someone to
Dirtied him.
death in the swimming
Fisted
pool?
someone to death. No, that was Michael Barrymore.
Oh, so I get mixed up.
Yeah, I'd be more scared of Michael Barrymore, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Than
What a way to die.
yeah.
Shit.
All right, the back. Not really. Anyway, controversial. Anyway, Aquaman. So while he's explaining that he's got a family, these scientists are looking for Atlantic technology led by David Kane, who apparently was in the first movie. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's also called Black Manta. I wonder why. Don't know why it's called Black Manta. Oh, he's black. Maybe that's it. I thought that was a bit kind of. I could
Yeah,
have
I
put
didn't
some
like his
more
helmet.
imagination into that.
But
Me
but
neither.
the other thing I noticed as well is the Guinness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
all there is in the fridge is Guinness and milk.
they're all getting fucked up on Guinness in the
Yeah, I
lighthouse.
think that's Jason Momoa in real life, isn't it? We should also.
Well,
Apparently,
is
no,
it?
he's always got pictures of him drinking Guinness.
Oh,
Actually,
right.
we should mention that the first time that you and I became aware of Jason Momoa when he was in Stargate Atlantis,
Mm.
which Atlantis, crisscross. There's a lot of crisscross going on.
Yeah,
But he wasn't buff then. He was quite skinny, but he just had the dreadlocks and like he couldn't speak
Yeah,
properly.
he probably was like a male model at the time or something,
Yeah,
wasn't he? He's very tall.
and every time he spoke to him, he'd just be like, that's how he talked, and we'd be like, ruff, ruff. He
Yeah,
was like a dog.
he's gained a bit of confidence since then.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
Yeah. And he can
but
act. I mean, I thought he was great in Game of Thrones. Is that,
he
you know,
was. Yeah, it was a great.
Khal Drogo?
I mean, it was a really good character because he wasn't just a meathead, was he? I mean, he was a
No.
violent meathead, but then he fell in love, and it was all kind of quite not sweet, but because it was a weird fucking relationship they had, him and
Yeah.
Khaleesi. But
They
like, it
gained
changed her life
they gained
completely.
an understanding. It
Yeah,
wasn't, you know, they made the best of it sort of thing at the
yeah.
end. Yeah.
And then he died, and she stole his army, and they all went, "Yeah, okay, fine, we'll
Yeah.
follow you then, wherever you go." But
Yeah.
yeah, he was a good character.
I thought the baby was a good actor.
Baby was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it was
did
all
the
right.
right facial expressions.
And action, and it pisses. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't do that.
Imagine, no, I can't do that. No, I'd be
Our
like, give me 10
baby,
minutes.
how
Yeah,
advanced.
give me
Yeah.
10 minutes. I'll try and sort something out for you.
Oh, so yeah, we go to Black Manta. I'm just going to call him Manta. But apparently his power suit is broken.
Yeah,
His
that's an
helmet
issue.
is.
Just get
That,
another one.
that's an
Yeah,
issue. So they're sort of like in this really big submarine, aren't they? And he's going around doing
they're looking for stuff, aren't
clandestine
they?
stuff.
Looking for Atlantean technology or
That's
something.
right.
And
Yeah.
like, there's some scientists looking for it as well. Although it
Yeah.
doesn't explain like how
Chin.
they know that it exists or anything. But like, because it's supposed to be a secret, isn't it? But anyway, they're looking for it, and they fall in a crevasse,
Mm.
and there's a fucking tentacle monster down there. It kills one of them, and then Black Manta comes up and saves him, and they find
Yeah, it was
like
Dr. Chin. It's a
yeah,
Chinese guy, I think.
that
And
American guy. Don't know if
that,
he's Chinese.
maybe not, but Chin's Chinese, isn't it?
You
He's
sure? Yeah,
playing a Chinese
I know he's American guy. He's
person.
been in a few things. That guy. He was in WandaVision actually, as I recall. That was terrible as well. No, it wasn't actually. I liked
Well,
WandaVision.
it kind of reminded me again of another 1980s movie, Deep Rising. I don't know if you ever saw that with Treat Williams.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it a
It's
couple of
got
times.
Famke Jensen in it as well.
Yes, I have seen it. It's
Yeah.
like some stricken liner, and then she's trying to steal something. She's a top level thief
Mm.
in a red dress, split up to her fucking armpits or something, because that's what women do when they're thieves.
Yeah.
Not like the ones you see in Primark.
No. Yeah.
No, not like that at all.
No. But she was a top class thief. And there was another guy in that as well who I recognised, but I can't remember his name now. But yeah, they were like echinoids. I don't know if that's the right name, but
No.
the way
Or
they
an
explained
echinoid.
it in Deep Rising was that these things undergo so much pressure when they're in the sea, but when they come up, they become bigger.
Oh,
So the gigantic, big,
oh,
black
monster things.
worm things with teeth.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have seen it. Yeah, I'm sure I remember seeing it.
I'm sure it's completely scientifically
Yeah,
correct. Anyway, yeah. So you were
but yeah.
saying,
So yeah, they're down in this crevasse and they break through some wall and they get attacked by some tentacle monster thing. But then there's ruins everywhere and also loads of old like ships and things, and they're all like, oh, there's all like equipment here, and they're
yeah,
going to take it. So, but then he finds this evil trident, yeah, like
oh yeah, yeah,
Aquaman's
the evil
trident,
trident, yeah,
in two pieces, and then sticks them together. And all of a sudden, he gets this vision of this evil sort of like monster thing
yeah. A
called
demon
Necrus.
ice king.
I can't remember his name. I want to say Necrus, but I think that was the name of the place. But he was played by that Danish actor Pilo Asbeck. He was in Game of Thrones as well.
Oh,
You only see him in his human form a couple of bits. He was in Borgen as well, which you've ever seen. It's a Danish drama. Very good. I
oh,
like him.
oh.
And he's basically like, I will give you my power, to kill your enemies, sort of shit. And he goes, oh, fine.
Yeah.
Like
Let's do
obviously
it. Yeah,
gives him a
I'm up
vision
for
of like
that.
apocalypse, and he's like, yep,
Oh, he
I'll do that.
promises that you would be able to revenge your father's death
Yeah.
business. Yeah, yeah. Aquaman killed his dad, right?
Apparently, yeah, I don't
Right.
remember that. So from the first, that was presumably in the first movie, which I just blanked out.
Mm. I thought it was a baddie. He was quite good. I
Hmm.
felt, he did look mean. You know what I mean? I felt a little bit threatened by him. You know.
Yeah, I think well, because I mean, he was. I mean, obviously, like that guy needs help. You know,
Oh
like
yeah, he's
like the
he's obviously insane, but like he was
death of your
clever,
father.
and he obviously's got like um, a bonanza of money behind him. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
I was going to say,
yeah,
how'd you pay all those people?
well,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
and
a full
feed them.
crew, and I mean
Yeah,
that's expensive, yeah.
a massive fucking sub as
You
well.
know,
Yeah,
scientists and shit, Doctor Chin.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, he finds this whole haunted trident thing, and
mm.
then I think there's more stuff here with like the council. You know,
Yeah,
they're
climate
talking about
change is bad.
global warming. Yeah, global warming is bad. We all know that. But you know, the council are constantly stopping Aquaman because Aquaman's like, we need to help. We need to reveal ourselves to the surface. You know,
Mm,
to the people up there and have some kind of treaty. And they're like, no, they're all cunts. You
yeah,
know, even though they themselves enslave the population of the sea because they think
yeah.
they're better than everyone else. You know, so he's not happy about that. And Manta decides he's going to steal some oraculum or something like that.
I used to
Some
call it Oracalum, but they call it something different because we
yeah,
know about this stuff because we play Final Fantasy,
yeah,
and ever since Final Fantasy's been a thing, Orichalcum, I think is what they call
yeah,
it, is this magical metal that you can make your top
yeah.
weapons from. And virtually every Final Fantasy, there's some involvement with this metal to get
True.
your, celestial weapon or whatever. Um,
But they don't really explain what it does. I think they're just using it as an energy source or something. But
yeah,
it's
which
like,
is weird.
but it's causing global warming or something. So it's like so apparently the Atlanteans had it, but then they decided it was bad, so they stashed it away, not very safely, quite clearly. And
Yeah.
so he's going around stealing it. That Black Manta. um, Nicole Kidman is on a robot shark, which I don't understand why there's a robot shark when they've
Yeah.
actually got sharks.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. They have a fight, so they kind of break in to get the orichalcum stuff. Atlanteans go, fuck this, you're not having it. There's a big fight. Aquaman says, "Get away from my wife," and Amber Heard gets injured.
Yeah, so I've written down Amber
Yeah.
Heard again. And I've
Mm.
got thunder snow and plague outbreak.
Thunder snow. What's that
It's
mean?
not just snow, it's not just thunder, it's
Thunder
thunder
snow.
snow.
Where did that happen?
I,
Did you just write that down for fun?
no, I think it was there because I wrote it
Oh,
down.
I don't remember. I can't see there being much snow underwater.
Did they have some kind of like climate problem and thunder snow was one of them?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I might have missed that bit.
All right, yeah, you
I can
carry on.
understand what they're saying. Yeah. Dolph Lundgren turns up,
Yeah,
um, and they basically say, right, we need to sort this guy out, but for some reason he needs his brother's help, and his brother was imprisoned in the first movie, presumably. Again, I can't remember.
this is where it gets really crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
and
yeah,
yeah, Orm, and that's played by Patrick Wilson, who I really like in
yeah.
almost everything. So he was in The Watchmen
He was
as
great in The
a
Watchmen.
Night Owl, which
He
is
was
great.
great in The Watchmen.
Insidious, the first one, very good.
Yeah.
I like him. He's a good guy. So he goes, okay, you need to go to this place, and it's a desert prison, and like apparently there's these seven kingdoms of Atlantis, and one of them is like these people, and it's become a desert. They don't live in the water anymore. Whatever.
This is where I went, what is happening?
Mm,
Because we went from underwater
yeah.
to in the middle of the Sahara Desert.
Into like some tropical jungle thing.
There is actually, I know why they did it because Atlantis is the Sahara Desert is one of the places where they think or conjectured to be an Atlantean thing, but I think it's just an old volcano. but there's like the Eye of the Sahara.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it on Google Maps. It's a
Mm.
really massive round structure within the
Right.
sort of on the
Oh.
western side of
Is it
the
a
Sahara
crater,
Desert.
maybe?
Well, a geologist said it's possible that it was just an old volcano bottom.
Sure, like a caldera or
Yeah,
something.
it all been eroded down, and I think the Sahara was swamped at one point by masses of tons of water and sheared a lot
Yeah.
off. But a lot of people thought it was Atlantis because it's got this circular shape.
Mm.
So I know why they did it, but I went from the sort of the underwater thing, and then we were like in the
We,
Mummy. We were in the Mummy because like there was
yeah,
sort of like wooden
desiccated sort of
mummy
people.
type creatures
Yeah.
riding God knows what. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
like fucking
scorpion. It
centipede
wasn't
things. Yeah, centipede
yeah.
scorpions. Right. I noticed
I
that
mean, it
too.
was all cool. It was well, it's beautifully
Yeah.
rendered. It was well done. But I just thought, what is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. And then like he goes there and they go, "Oh, we're going to give you a helper to bring along with you."
Right?
And it's the squid called Topo. And I kind of like the squid. It's a bit like R2D2, I thought. It's kind of like his little companion, and he talks to it and it sort of goes or squirts ink at him in response and he goes, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
Like fucking talks to it. But I didn't mind Topo.
So Topo
Um,
was the genetically modified creature, and which
oh
I
right,
thought was
yeah.
not that ethical.
Yeah, it's probably really suffering
Yeah, in a
internally.
bloody desert,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Sahara
yeah.
Desert,
In a
an
desert as
octopus.
well. Like that's the worst thing you could have
They,
fucking brought
they
with
could
you.
have given him
Surely
like a water suit or
he'd be
something, or maybe a
fucking,
ball they could put him in so they could
be
roll him
fucking
around.
dead and all curled up in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I know octopus can walk on land, but it's
Mm,
only to go between one rock pool to another
yeah,
because they things are trapped in there when the tide goes out and they go
yeah.
there to eat.
They don't
But
go
that's
fucking ranging for miles around
they don't go to deserts.
at top speed. They're also like pretty slow on land.
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
you'd
Yeah,
be like, for fuck's sake, he'd have to carry it. It'd be pointless in having it.
you put it in a big bowl of water, maybe a bit of cooling system
Yeah,
going on. I
like
mean,
a
it's
barrel of
cool.
water on your back. Yeah,
Yeah, Topo.
it's wrong.
I did mind him, but I just didn't think that was that believable. But
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's fucking crazy anyway.
Well,
But
yeah.
anyway,
I mean, and also, like, if these, I mean, you can see why Atlantis people have not been discovered by the surface, right? But the desert people are living on the surface. Like,
that's
we
what
would
I
have, we
thought.
would have found them. We would have known about them by
I mean,
now.
there's nomads and shit,
Yeah,
and then there's the entire desert. There's local people.
yeah,
You're gonna see like a 7 foot skeleton made of wood wandering
yeah.
around. Do you know what I mean? Especially if they're so
Exactly.
aggressive, you
Exactly.
know.
It didn't make sense. And the same with like later on, where he eventually finds his brother and he's all really skinny and stuff. And he says, "I'm going to take you out of prison." And he's like, "Oh, whatever." And they have loads of fights. And then he gets into the ocean and has a little bit of water on him. And all of a sudden he becomes all buff again. And he's like,
Mm.
fuck you all. So it's like, okay,
How does that work? Is he a sponge?
that's kind of weird. And it's like, well, the water gives you power, weirdo. So they get him out and they go, okay, we're going to go to some pirate haven,
Yeah.
right? So they go to this fucking pirate haven, which is the sort of like Moss Isley. It's basically just like
Oh yeah, I remember
booze,
this.
gambling, and all that shit. And it's kind of and then they escape from there. I mean, it's kind of rubbish, that whole thing. They escape from there and then go to some other tropical island on the surface, which is full of like massive fucking insects. Again,
Oh
we
right,
would know if
yeah.
it was there. We would know if that was there. But all the while, they're sort of like
Oh,
they're
so
growing up a bit.
the reason why, so Amber Heard might be dead.
Yeah.
So she's in a thing. Atlantis looks cool. I've written down. Sonic Cannon was a
Oh.
thing. High Council bollocks. I've written there.
I think
Uh,
I've written down high council bollocks somewhere.
let's see. Amber is
Oh,
in
I've
a
put council are dicks.
yeah, the dicks, yeah.
Mm.
Or Calum is a carbon emitter. That's why it's so apparently
God, I've been
bad for
missing.
the stupid. Ancient technological, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
ultrasonic.
I mean,
Dog
it's weird.
hungry.
While they're doing all this,
Yeah.
like Black Manta's assistant, Dr. Chin, is kind of getting a bit cold feet about the whole thing. He's realizing that Manta is talking to this fucking trident
Yeah, he's
and this
talking to
fucking
himself. Yeah.
yeah, and he's just like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea anymore. And apparently he lives in a volcano.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah,
safe.
and so Aquaman and his bro infiltrate the volcano.
Yeah, there's a
Like, you know, where
cockroach scene, which
there's a cockroach.
which was quite delightful actually.
Actually, I thought that was kind of funny.
Mm.
Yeah, they were sort of like, he's like, yeah, eat this. It's a delicacy, and he's like,
I did have a few comments on the pirate underground water place
yeah,
because they had Jabba the Hutt,
yeah,
pretty much.
exactly, yeah, of course,
The
with his like
Devil's
three
Deep, it
sexy
was called.
ladies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was interesting, and kids will love it because it's
yeah,
they're changing scenery all the time, and it looked pretty good.
monsters and stuff. Yeah,
So it goes to the South Pacific to a green volcano. They're on the island. They talk about Guinness. There's a cockroach bonding scene, enormous butterflies, mutant grasshopper chase,
yeah,
plants eating enemies, handy bridge statue.
yes, yeah. Again, none of that stuff's been discovered by the surface people. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, and also a green volcano kicking out that much stuff.
Mm.
And the Dr. Chin guy was worried about the Orichalum, destroying the planet.
Yeah,
Um, and then but then he picks up the evil trident and puts it together, and he sees the evil ice demon because
yes, yeah,
he's trying to say like, well, who's he talking to? Because he thinks Manta's gone schizophrenic,
yeah.
So
But yeah, it kind of like infiltrates his brain, doesn't it? And he's just like, and Aquaman's like, no, 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 don't do it. Fight back. I know you're in there. That sort of shit, you know.
yeah,
Fight
yeah, yeah.
it, brother. Fight it, brother.
You
Fuck's
know
sake.
me. You know me.
Yeah, exactly. You're my brother. You're my brother, man. What was that from? What was that movie that was from? Oh, it was Anvil, wasn't it? That documentary. Did you ever see that? You're my fucking
Anvil.
brother, man. You're
Yeah,
my
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
brother, man. Fucking great movie. Love that. But they basically get their asses kicked, sort of, don't they? And then Dolph Lundgren and Amber Heard turn up to the rescue,
Yeah,
and it's like she's all right now. Okay, that's good. That's
yeah.
right. We want Amber Heard to be healthy.
At this point in the movie, I sort of recognised there was a character rather than this is just Amber Heard. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. And then also we have this sort of like crab creature who was voiced by, is it Jonathan Rhys Davies, who was Sol in what's his name? Sol in Indiana Jones, and he was in Sliders. You know, the professor, the
Oh,
big guy. He's got that voice, and he was Gimli in the Lord of the Rings.
yeah, of course he
Gimli.
was.
Yeah, so it's good to see. I was like, I thought he might have been dead, but like it was good to hear his voice, and I kind of like that crab character. He was kind of cool.
I can't remember that crab character.
Oh, can you not? Because there was actually a funny bit where they're just about going to battle, and Aquaman says, "Everyone, keep your eyes open." And he goes, "Well, that's good."
I know.
He goes,
Yeah,
"That's good."
he's like a man, but he's a
Yeah,
crab. Yeah,
he's a
yeah,
crab, yeah.
yeah.
And he's just like he said, "That won't be a problem. My
I
eyes
actually
don't
thought
close."
it was Brian Blessed because I wrote down, is that
Yeah,
Brian Blessed? Because they've
I
got
thought that too, but it's Jonathan Rhys Davies.
they've got that blood and thunder voice,
Yeah.
haven't they?
But I thought that moment was kind of funny when he said, "Everyone, keep your eyes open." And he goes, "That won't be a problem. My eyes don't close." And I just thought that was really stupid because he's a crab. But it made me laugh actually, and I was like, "Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
do
with that."
remember it now. Yeah,
That
I
kind
was
of,
I was thinking about a crab as in a small one,
yeah.
not a humanoid
Yeah, he was
crab.
whinging. He was like, "Last time we had a fight, I had my claw cut off, and it took me a year to grow back." Right? Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And then like it happens again later on. He's like, "I've lost my bloody claw again." He doesn't swear.
sort of nice touch back to
Yeah,
the original joke.
I
Yeah.
thought that was funny. But anyway, they go to
There was
this.
some good writing in it. Some of the dialogue is like, "I'll get you next time, He-Man" stuff,
Yeah,
right? But some of it they did make an effort. They put a couple of and it is for kids, So I,
It
you
is for
know,
kids, yeah. Like,
yeah,
again, if
and
I
I think
watched this
kids
when I
would
was
like
10,
it.
yeah, I would have liked it if I
I would
was
have been
10.
blown away if I'd seen that as a kid. I
Probably.
would have thought, wouldn't it be great if like places like that actually existed? You know, these
Yeah,
beautiful, you know, underwater and you know, green volcanoes and all that shit. You know, fucking
yeah.
massive butterflies you could
I
probably
would have liked it.
ride. You know,
Um, I think then they go, right, we need to go to this evil kingdom, which is one of the other kingdoms of Atlantis that no one's talked about up until this point, called Necrus, I think it's
that's
called.
right. Yeah, yeah.
And I think they go there and like he's imprisoned in ice or some shit, um, and apparently there was something about they need Aquaman's blood, which wasn't quite explained. They needed Aquaman's blood in order to free the guy
Yeah,
from his
they
prison.
kind of shoved it in sort of towards the end.
Yeah, didn't
Manta
make
has
a
a
lot of
chat
sense.
with Dr. Chin, and he sort of fills him in on the game plan. He wants to destroy everything as revenge for the death of his father. So that's why he's using the orichalcum to try and like heat up the atmosphere and stuff. And
Yeah,
um, but obviously he's been taken over by this mental evil
yeah.
like entity, and yeah, the blood of the thing. I can't remember where they said that, but it might have been in that conversation where he talks about, you know, let's kill the
Yeah.
entire planet.
It didn't make a lot of sense. Like, if he's imprisoned in ice, surely all we had to do is just let it thaw. I mean, clear the whole reason why it was all being uncovered is because of global warming. But like, why does he need the blood of
What
Aquaman or
something
his
about it?
bloodline?
It was
It's
something
his
about
bloodline.
magic that the original king of Atlantis um did. You know, he's got his trident. He's probably got magic. He's just said, yeah.
Yeah,
So because the original this is the way. I don't know magic. If it existed in real life, we'd all be fucking doing it, surely.
yeah, we
But
would. Yeah,
yeah, if it worked, right? But he so because he did it, he did the spell to keep this guy trapped in ice, which I don't know how unnecessary that would be if
mm.
it's the Atlantic.
Chop his head off. Surely
Well, you'd
would be
think
better.
so, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, anywho,
Get one of your sharks' pets to fucking eat him.
oh
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and then he'd be dead, and you wouldn't have to worry about him anymore. Oh no, let's fucking stash him away with all his fucking servants
Yeah, one of
and
them
stick
whale
them all
sharks
together
would
in ice.
eat that,
Yeah,
no problem. It
fucking
wouldn't be like a
stupid.
snack.
Bloody ridiculous.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So the blood things, because the first king of Atlantis
Yeah,
did this spell, kept him in ice, even though they're in Antarctica or where the fuck that thing is.
Arctantica, twat.
Antarctica. Yeah, I
Antarctica.
got it there.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's like they need the bloodline for whatever reason. We still don't really know. But then they decide, oh, they'll steal the baby, and he goes, oh, my baby.
Not the baby.
Not the baby. So they go back to his house and like he's fucking. Does his dad die? I don't think his dad dies, but he gets pretty heavily
He
beaten up,
gets sort of mortally killed, but I think they bring him back.
and they burn
Yeah,
his house down. Yeah,
yeah.
burn his house
And
down.
he's
The kids.
speaking at New Zealand. Is it Maori? Is it
Yeah, I
Maori?
think so. Yeah,
Yeah, he's from New
I,
Zealand, that guy, and
I've
he's been in loads of stuff.
where he was original, the clone from the prequel series, wasn't he? He was Boba Fett's dad
Ah,
in
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and he was in the book of Boba Fett, which I've never watched because it looks fucking terrible, and they've ruined
yeah.
one of my favorite characters. Not
He's in
interested.
loads of stuff before that, though. I think he was in a lot
Yeah,
of Sam Raimi stuff.
I think he was in a movie. Oh God, once we were warriors or something, which is a good. I think that's an '80s movie, and it's about people in New Zealand, sort of indigenous people of New Zealand and stuff like that, and living a pretty shit fucking life. I mean, it's like a modern drama, if you like. It was really, really good, and I think he was in that. If he's not, I'm not being racist. I may have just mixed him up with someone else, but
Well,
I
he's
got a
been in
feeling
loads.
he
He
was
was
in
in a
that.
load of like Sam Raimi. I'm pretty sure he was in like things like Xena and
Yeah,
Hercules and stuff like because they always used to shoot down in New Zealand,
yeah,
and obviously he's a face, isn't he? He's got
yeah, yeah. He's famous.
he's a recognisable
Yeah, he's a
guy.
very famous guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
got a
mind him
good
as an actor,
face.
but I just sort of like
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Sorry, man, I just can't deal
You
with
can't
that.
get over it, I know.
No, I
It's
can't.
all
Yeah.
right.
I couldn't even watch it, actually. I couldn't even watch the show. And I know it's not true. I watched one episode and I
Yeah,
was like, this is just fucking Knight Rider again. This is what The
yeah.
Mandalorian was. It was Knight Rider in space. Coming to some town.
Oh,
There's some
no.
poor woman who's a single mother who needs help. And he's like, I'll
Has he
help her
got a
out.
talking ship?
And then he bangs and falls in love and then fucking like fucks off at the end of every episode. That was Knight Rider. But like,
Well, yeah, yeah.
or the A-Team, you know, I couldn't be dealing with it. Anyway, Star
Well,
Wars.
I kind of stopped the whole Star Wars debacle after the purple hair. Then I just thought, no, this is just fucking stupid.
What, the
It's like,
purple hair one? Or what in Star Wars? Rise
yeah,
of Skywalker.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I did.
Last Jedi. Yeah,
Yeah, The Last Jedi. After
Laura
that, I
Dern.
just thought, oh fuck it. And
Yeah, I think Critical Drinker called her a fucking purple head space Karen,
well,
which I fucking
yeah,
really
yeah, you
liked.
kind of
Yeah,
got it
because
right.
she was horrible. She was a
She
total
wasn't
arsehole.
reasonable at
No.
all. Not reasonable at all. Didn't you've
I
whatever.
love Laura
Anyway,
Dern as well. I love Laura Dern so
I
much.
do. She was great in the dinosaur things.
Yeah, and she's Wild at Heart.
Wild at
Such
Heart,
a
she's
good
great in it.
movie. I haven't
Yeah,
seen that for a while, actually.
yeah. It's
Inland
disappointing.
Empire, David Lynch stuff. Love
Disappointing
her.
to sort of end your career on that kind of shit, you know.
Yeah. Oh, she's still doing all right. She was in that Marriage Story with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, which is fucking brilliant, actually. If you've never
Yeah.
seen that. Have you seen that?
No.
You should watch it. It's
Mm.
really, really good. It's basically
Yeah.
about a couple going through a divorce, which sounds kind of boring, but it's really, really good. Laura Dern's in that as well.
Mm.
Anyway, so
So they decide to blow up the island.
yeah,
I'm sure
of
that's
course they
great
do.
for the environment.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Are they trying to melt the ice caps or something?
What the fuck are
Like
they
Black Manta.
doing?
I think Black Manta's something like they're going to melt the ice caps,
I
but
mean,
it's
you've
like
got
why?
like a dirty nuclear, almost sort of fuel source, right?
Yeah,
That kicks out more methane or carbon emitters than anybody else. What do? You blow it up. You blow
yeah.
it up into the atmosphere.
He
What?
was insane at this point, quite clearly.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, his assistant, Dr. Chin, or whatever his name is, he tries to fucking kill Black Manta, doesn't he? At some point, but he fucking gets his ass handed to him. I
Well, of
think.
course he does. Black Manta's got powers and shit, isn't he? So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
So, but it's all kind of it's a bit rushed at the end because effectively Aquaman kills Mordax, I think his name is,
Yeah, with his
like
spear.
with his spear. Like it isn't really that much of a fight. He kind of gets out of the ice a bit, and then he actually kills him with the spear by throwing his spear, and it sort of hits the other spear like that,
Oh
and just
yeah, yeah. You couldn't.
shatters it right the way along.
d- Yeah, it wasn't just a normal spear throw.
Yeah,
He had to destroy another spear
spear,
with his accuracy.
amazing accuracy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
that was
do that.
incredible.
It was incredible, and the
Yeah,
power it must have taken.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he truly
Hats
is the
off.
king of Atlantis.
He truly is. Hats off to him. They don't wear hats in Atlantis.
No,
It
but
would
my
just
hat
float
is
off.
off.
It would float off, wouldn't it? Every time you turn your head, it would just stay where it was, and you'd be like, "Oh, fucking thing." You'd have straps on, and then you go, "I look like a dick."
Yeah,
Not wearing it.
it looked like a bonnet.
Yeah, fucking bonnets of Atlantis. Is that a good name for a band? I don't know.
Oh, anyway, so we get to the point where they just because it's an ultrasonic weapon that the bad guys have got. They
Yes.
think they'll counteract that with whales and dolphins.
Ooh,
These poor
ooh.
things,
Yeah,
probably hanging out with their kids, probably avoiding the odd shark, or maybe dolphins in their case,
yeah.
attacking
Eating
sharks.
some plankton.
Dolphins are arseholes, apparently.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
rape female dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, gang rape them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That wasn't in the movie.
No, no, it wasn't. But whales, they're all lovely and cuddly and friendly. We love whales, dolphins, and
Yeah, they all.
they are with their brain
Yeah, and all the people on the sub are like,
at the
no.
exact right frequency to disrupt the
Yeah,
frequency of the Atlantean evil
yeah,
guys, Sonic, whatever, and they succeed.
yeah. Of course.
And the talking lobster guy loses his arm
Yeah.
again,
Again.
And
So
I've written, "You've got to be fucking kidding me," on there. Oh no, that's what one of the bad guys. One of the bad guys on the really good submarine that Manta was. I think he stole that. It's one, yeah. It's but it's a really cool looking ship. They did a good job on that. But she said, "You got to be kidding me." She didn't. I don't think she said "fucking."
No.
But anyway, there's a fight. Get away from my son.
Yeah.
I've written fights gone. Oh no, fight scene and Amber Heard, and that's where I stopped writing stuff.
I mean, I got sort of like Aquaman kills Mordax, Black Manta fails. I don't think he dies, does he?
No, he's
I can't
hanging on
remember.
the. They did that thing where like he's
Oh
hanging on the edge of the
yeah,
abyss, and Aquaman, because he's a good guy, says, "Oh come on, mate, you know,
yeah,
let's just chalk this up. Let's draw a line onto it, yeah."
yeah,
And Manta goes, "Never."
yeah. That's it. Never, you kill my father.
And then he falls into all that green shit, so that it's possible,
Yeah.
like if they ever do a third one, that he's got, he's probably like a god now.
Yeah, something like that. He can come back. I mean, I kind of didn't mind him as a character, really. I mean, it was a bit. There's not a lot there, but I thought it was good to like. They made him kind of bad, like evil, rather than sort of like giving him like I mean, it's the death of his father.
Yeah.
But like, you couldn't really justify everything he was doing.
Destroying the entire planet because your father got killed by some guy. Yeah.
Whereas they're always trying to make the villains sort of like humanize them and stuff like
No,
that.
he was a good villain. Like he had the outfit, he had the evil weapon, and he had a crazy idea to. I mean, like it's James Bond, isn't it? But but with like bright colours. But like no, but he did a good job, and I think like he's got a good face, like he's got a good strong face, and
badass.
good eyes and stuff like that, and he can act. So I think he did a good job. Jason Momoa, like it kind of pissed me off a little bit that they kind of made him out to be a meathead the whole time, and his brother was the clever one. Because at the end, I was just like, why don't you just let your brother Orm do it if you hate it so much?
Because he seemed kind of like actually a reasonable guy, Orm.
Yeah,
he kind of seemed like like different, willing to make tough decisions, sort of thing. Actually, there was a good moment there with Dolph Lundgren and Orm.
Right.
Dolph Lundgren is sort of hanging on this cliff, and he's like, "Orm, help me," or something, and he sort of gives him this sneer and just disappears, and you think, "Oh, he's turned evil again, bastard!"
Yeah,
and then he turns around and helps him. You're like, "Oh, he's all right. He's a good guy." I was like that. Hooray!
Yeah, they have a bit of a moment later, don't they, where they sort of shake hands or do some shit.
Yeah, sort of like a bit of a slap each other on the shoulder and that, like, yeah, you're all right, buddy. That sort of thing. That was kind of cool. And then, but that's kind of the end. So Orm and Aquaman are kind of happy together again. Then they do this thing with the United Nations where they like, we're going to reveal ourselves to the surface, and everyone's like, an unbelievable development today. The city of Atlantis is real, and that sort of shit. And then Aquaman pops up and makes some dumb speech where he ends it by going, "I'm Aquaman, woo woo," or something like that. Right, and the whole world is watching TV. He does a mic drop or something. He's like, "Whoa!" I thought that was dumb, but like, and that was sort of the end, right? So it's like presumably everything's okay now.
There was a burger scene, but
Oh, that was the after thing. So he was like having a burger, and because who was it? Someone said to him, someone said, "You need to try this thing. It's an Earth delicacy. It's a burger." And so you actually see him having it, and he's like, "Oh, it's all right." And he pays her with like this doubloon, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's probably worth like a couple of grand.
Yeah. She's just like takes it, like, "I'm sorry, we don't take this. We don't take money." She didn't do that. But yeah, then a bit later he sees a cockroach on a table. I mean, I would be like, "Miss, there's fucking cockroaches on the table. I'm not paying for this, right? Give me my doubloon." But in the end, he puts it in his burger and eats it, and it's kind of funny. I liked it. I like Patrick Wilson. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I didn't think I would, and
no, I didn't.
Like, I never thought I would watch it ever.
No.
But you said about it, so I said, all right then. Because the first one, like I said, he did that whole, permission to come aboard bollocks. And
I don't remember any of it. The
no,
first one,
and then
I just don't
I
remember
just
it
went
at all.
off.
Mm.
But I did, and I think kids will love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really nice and bright. You know, the good guys win. The evil guys are evil.
there's no massive moralizing in it.
No,
There's none of
yeah,
the modern stuff, you know. It's just not
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's just an adventure
It is.
about
It's an adventure.
family and like and just climate, and it's all kind of fine, you know, that sort of
yeah,
stuff we care about,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
rather than, you know, it wasn't, you know what I'm talking about, the
yeah,
stuff they could have put in it, you know,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
it just wasn't there,
yeah.
and it was better because of that. It was watchable because
I
of that.
think kids will love it. I'd like if
Yeah,
I remember, you know, when I was a kid, if I'd seen something like that, because I'd watch things like Beastmaster and stuff, I would have loved it because it was so
yeah,
like the CGI, like I say, in the underground world was so beautiful, you know, and then they had the pirate place with all the ships, and I mean, you're a kid, you're not going to sort of like, you know, deconstruct the
no,
dialogue
yeah,
or whatever. You're not going to think of it. You're just going, oh, where are we going next? You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
it was
I
just
think
kind
kids
of.
will love it.
Yeah, me too. And I think,
Mm.
yeah, just because of those reasons, it wasn't dealing with, I mean, it was, yeah, dealing with certain themes, but like, you know, it wasn't moralizing about how we all need to be
Mm.
evil, you know, and stuff like that. Usual things where, you know, all the white people are evil, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about. It just wasn't there, you know,
Mm.
like it was just like, it doesn't matter who you are, you can still be evil,
Yeah, yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Black Manta, you know, like, you know, and he obviously wasn't a good guy,
Mm.
you know, I kind of liked it all for that, you know, for those
Mm.
reasons. It just didn't have any of the, okay, what am I going to get upset by? You know,
Mm.
like it just didn't, it wasn't there, and I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean they put
Um,
climate change in there a few times, but
yeah, and that's
it
fine.
wasn't
That's
it
all stuff
wasn't
we got to
over.
think about. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
like
I mean, yeah. So you know, they didn't go mental with politics at all. Yeah, I think
no,
kids would love it. Yeah.
yeah, I think so too. So I mean, it's kind of a thumbs up for me.
Yeah,
You
me
know,
too,
I
yeah,
kind of, yeah.
unexpectedly,
There's
yeah.
a few cringy bits at the beginning with the kid pissing and stuff, but like, you know, I thought it was just a good old adventure movie,
Yeah,
and it looked nice, and it was fun, and the
yeah,
bad good guys win, and there are some laughs in it, you know.
yeah, yeah,
What more can you ask from a modern Hollywood movie, really?
yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose probably
That's
the
a
you know,
that's a
I'm
good
really
place.
surprised. I'm
Yeah,
surprised I like it
exactly,
actually,
pleasantly surprised, yeah.
especially as this is like a DC movie, and all their movies have
I
been
mean,
fucking abysmal.
my bar was lowered by Rebel Moon, so,
Yeah,
I wasn't
such a
really
disappointment.
expecting anything sort of like,
Mm.
but this, yeah, it was pleasantly surprising, quite liked it, kids will love it. I think it's probably
Yeah.
a good place to leave it.
I think so too. Yeah, give
Yeah.
it a go. And yeah, R.I.P. Carl Weathers.
Oh, yeah, man.
The
Yeah,
son of a
yeah,
bitch.
rest in peace, love.
Yeah, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Rocky Four getting
yeah,
his ass handed to him.
yeah, 80s
If he
legend,
dies,
loved
he
him.
dies. Such a good movie. I have to watch
Yeah.
Rocky Four later now.
Yeah, he
Rocky
could
Four
rock
and
a
Predator.
he could rock a moustache as well. Not many men can pull that off.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't really pull it off.
Well, no, no, I think it was attached
Arnold
to his
Schwarzenegger
skin.
could probably pull it off.
I don't know.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, and yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, I can't see Schwarzenegger with a moustache.
no,
No,
no, I don't think so. I think
so
it would upset him too much,
no,
and he wouldn't be able to act as indeed he can't really.
no. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, let's leave it there. All right then. Well, we'll think of some things to do for next time.
Oh yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll sort
Yeah,
something
yeah,
out. Yeah.
cool. All right then. Well, see you later then.
All right, cheers then.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.